I had been on one date with this man and I got right in that group chat after the first date.
This Henny got me feeling crazy.
Telling the girlies, I think this guy is great. I had such a nice time with him.
Look, you are playing adult. Pick that up, please.
This was a fourth date with a great guy, and not just like dinner. This was literally like a 15-hour date.
Me with their eyes.
Ooh, that woman, so beautiful. I just know she feels the same way about me. She was totally checking me out. Yeah, we're soulmates.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another short video, and I just want to start off by apologizing. I'm sorry for what we're going to be witnessing today. It's going to be a rough one. I made a video, I'm not sure when, but it was with this particular individual we're going to be going over today, and it's rough, but here's some more classic content for you guys, and just know that I'm sorry, and if you have anything to say about it, just put it in the comments. But anyway, let's get started. Again, my name is Ratboi. Let's get into it.
This is how you do not plan a freaking date. You are going to get rejected. I am here going to show you with receipts. I pulled this one from the archive. Let's get into it. I had been on one date with this man and I got right in that group chat after the first date, telling the girlies, I think this guy is great. I had such a nice time with him. We had so much fun. We had a lot in common. I could not.
I'm going to stop her right here and just have a little quick comment. Why do some of these individuals have the camera so far, like so close to their head? You know, like why are you making out with the camera? Can you back up a little bit? Like, you all up in our face. Like, back the hell up. I mean, you're really not that attractive, and I really don't want you this close to me. Honestly, like, please get away. Let's continue.
Wait to go on a second date with him. A week or so later, he finally texts me and is like, hey, are you free Sunday for brunch? I'm like, yeah, great. That Saturday night, he sends me this text. Are you still up for brunch? Yes, I'm still up for brunch. You're saying that 5 p.m. on Saturday, brunch assumingly would be Sunday, noon, 1. Yeah, what are you thinking? I could come.
Wait a minute. Whoa, brunch is at noon? What? Brunch is not at noon, lady. Especially not at 1. Brunch is like earlier than noon. Am I like misremembering when brunch is? I've had brunch plenty of times, and I've never had brunch at 1 p.m. And yes, he's checking in on a Saturday to kind of touch base with you about the plans. You see some videos, these women will complain, oh, he didn't text me the day before, so blah blah blah. And then this one's like, oh, he texted me the day before. Duh, dumbass. Is like, yeah, I mean, no, you can't do that. Like, that makes you look really dumb. Of course he's going to touch base with you. Any guy would want to do that, but I would, if I was this dude, I'd run. Because this woman is a walking red flag factory, honestly. I don't even know what else to say. I will, I'll give it to her. She doesn't have the piercings, the eyebrows and the nose and the lips and stuff. So, that's fine, but honestly, like the entire video is just a very big red flag. Let's continue.
Your way if you know a good spot. Okay, let me do the heavy lifting for you, buddy. So I give him a list of these places and I add, not sure if any take a res, meaning hey buddy, I'm giving you 3 options of places I'd like to go, but you are going to have to do the footwork to determine whether or not they even.
Nobody cares. This dude definitely doesn't care. I mean, he sees the value you bring into a man's life, into a man's situation, and he's just trying to extract that value from you, and I think we all know what it is. And it's definitely not your conversation skills. Let's continue.
Even require reservations. A lot of brunch places don't, or what the deal is. He says, oh, the Dutch eye. Not even sure what that means. Like, oh, is that a plan? No. So then that morning I get a text from him. Howdy, how does 2 sound? I never heard back from him the night before. So what do I say? Oh, when I didn't hear back last night about a reservation or anything concrete, I made plans for this afternoon. You cannot, for a second date, try and make plans the morning of. Even less than 24 hours. Like, your girl is busy. We are not sitting around waiting for you to reach out. Goodbye. And so what?
All right, listen here, Miss Forehead. Nobody cares. Okay? He had arrangements earlier in the day with some other random chick, and he had to push you back to 2 p.m. I mean, that's just something you're going to have to understand. Once you get over the age of, like, I'm going to assume she's at least 40. Once you're pushing 40, you don't really get to make the rules anymore. You just have to go with the flow. And yeah, I mean, don't go on the date then. Who cares? He doesn't care. He'll just call somebody else. The standards of all of this is just kind of, it's insane. It literally is insane. They would put people that rambled like this in an asylum, and now it's like they just hand them an iPhone and say, hey, look, rant into this phone and then post it online because it's it's therapeutic, but in reality it's just entertaining and cringe in all the wrong ways. Let's continue.
What is his response? Okay, cool. He, I think, got the point, but either way.
He didn't care about the point. He already had plans. He's like, hey, the chick with the big forehead canceled on me, so I guess I'm just going to be playing Call of Duty with the boys tonight. Let's go. He doesn't care.
I was like, this has to be like one of the laziest attempts at putting a second date together.
So guys like him don't have to try, because he has so many different women in his DMs. He literally doesn't have to try. He can just, he probably didn't even find you attractive, and he's like, oh, we'll go to brunch. I'll buy her a mojito and then take her back to my place, because that's really all he needed to do to get you back to his place. So, I mean, ultimately nobody cares, especially him.
Like, bro, second date. What are you doing? You missed out is what happened. Sorry.
I mean, he didn't miss out on anything. I suggest you go and, feed your cats. Okay, here she is again. I'm losing my patience with this individual, but let's start the second clip.
The rejection story, and no, I am not excited to share this one, and I might cry because I was so excited about this guy. Let's get into it. This was a 4th date with a great guy, and not just like dinner. This was literally like a 15-hour date, preceded by a 3rd date that was about 10 to 15 hours. So we had been spending a lot of time together. Communication was on point. We had talked about making future plans of like, let's go on this trip, let's go to this concert, whatever. During the date, I started to feel a cold sore coming on. And I said several times.
Well, would you look at that? A cold sore. I don't think that's a cold sore, sweetie. I think you have the classic, HSV, the oral edition. And you're having a breakout. You probably need to get some medication, possibly some cream. You need to get that worked on because it's only going to spread. And I'm guessing you got it because you're going on all these random dates with random men, and they, you're probably kissing them, you're swapping spit, and there you go. You got one of the oldest well, let's just put it, the way we need to put it. You got one of the oldest diseases that pretty much every streetwalker gets. And I'm not calling you a streetwalker. I'm just saying you are participating in the street walking activities. Let's continue.
Times on the date, I think I'm getting a cold sore. Not thinking I had to explain what a cold sore was. I thought the general public, because 90% of people get cold sores.
I've never gotten one. I've never had a cold sore or anything like that around my mouth. I literally don't even know what one looks like or has seen one. Every time I see someone with like blisters around their lips, I just automatically think that they were doing something they shouldn't have been doing to somebody they shouldn't have been doing with, and they got an infection. That's just what I assume. Let's continue.
I didn't need to explain what it was. Later that night, we were talking about it more, and I clarified because he didn't understand what a cold sore was. So I explained where it comes from, how it's very common, what category of viral diseases, I should say, that it's in, which is the herpes virus.
Told you. I called it. See, look, these women will try to justify all of their diseases they have, and they'll play them off like, oh, everybody gets them. Oh, everybody has them. Oh, you don't have to wear protection or be protective around me because it's very common. No. Dudes, just run away. If they have blisters on their lips, if you're, if you see they're downtown and it looks like a golf ball, run.
Definitely, I could tell was freaking him out, and there was a lot of tension. And so I suggested,
as there should be, he's scared. He's like, this chick I've invested all these hours into trying to, get her primed for nighttime activities, and now she's got herpes. It's a waste of time. I'd be scared too. Jeez, he's running for the hills. He's probably ghosted your ass. I don't blame him.
that maybe he leave. Mind you, I should mention, this man had a lot going on. I'm not going to get into all.
Oh, he didn't have anything going on. He lied to you. He's just, so guys say this a lot. They say, oh, I got a lot going on. I'm just super busy, blah, blah, blah. Look, come on. Like, the women will rationalize it, but I think deep down they know what's going on.
Of that. But a lot of things that I was like, okay, this is not something I would normally go for, but he's so nice and like so kind.
He had a six-pack. He works in marketing. He makes six figures. So I just said, I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Shut up.
Like, our connection feels so good. So there were so many things going on that I was like, I feel like we have a strong connection. I'm gonna look past it. And no one is perfect. Everyone is flawed. He texted me this. He can't get past the cold sore situation.
I don't blame him. That's a huge red flag. I mean, that's a very big red flag. He probably likes, normal dudes. They like kissing and being affectionate and stuff, especially during those nighttime hours. And it's kind of hard to look at somebody that's got a bunch of like sexual diseases all over their face and be kind of turned off. I mean, it's nature. That this is a very primal thing. Whenever the male of the species sees a female and she's infected, they tend to stay away from them. Like, this isn't anything that is socially taught. This is just very primal. Let's continue.
And that he wishes I had mentioned it earlier, which I explained to him. I didn't mention it earlier because it's a non-issue for most of my life. But I don't know if maybe he heard the word herpes and got scared because that's a big, scary word. But
fellas, let me tell you something. If you get any of these diseases on your manhood, 99% of the time you can't procreate and pass your seed. That's why a lot of these guys who wants to start families aren't going to risk it. You're a very big risk with a very big forehead. Let's go.
also, to be unforgiving about one flaw in somebody is a giant red flag to me. I just really think like,
oh, now you see the red flags. That's very interesting. Let's continue.
We need to destigmatize cold sores just because they're in the herpes category. It's no different than getting chicken pox, shingles, all of those things. It's just wild that people are uneducated about this and unforgiving about it when it's literally not the biggest deal in the entire world. One thing I will say is that this man treated me with more kindness, respect, and care than any other man I've dated has. So I will take from that this is the new standard and baseline going forward. So I do have gratitude for that.
You hear that, dudes? She has a new standard. So unless you're willing to give her 20-hour dates and put up with her herpes, she's not going to go out with you. You got to put up with all that stuff. And you'll have to help her find, hats to hide her forehead in the meantime. But anyways, let me know what you think, guys. Is that a red flag or what? Like I said, I don't do online dating, but that would definitely be something that I would avoid. But let me know what you think in the comments. Ratboi out.